To sew an inserted sleeve like this, you need to have some ease. Ease is what makes the shape of it. If there is no ease, it will be more flat. So of course it all depends on the fabric you got. Either you got more or less ease. But if it's a fabric like mine, which is a cotton and quite heavy, you don't have as much ease as if it were a wool fabric. That will make it even easier. Ease is when the sleeve is bigger than the armhole, and what is the trick about it is that after putting it in, there is no gathers, there's no foldings, and if we look inside you can easily see that the sleeve is bigger than the armhole. But let's get started. I got here my other armhole, I got my side seam, and I place side seam upon side seam. I'm always working inside the sleeve because that's the easiest way. I start putting a pin in the side seam so they are upon each other. Then I got up here a notch that tells me this is for the shoulder. I place that upon the shoulder. So now I've got 2 points fixed, and then it's time to do the rest of it. The first part here at the curve of the armhole, there is no ease, so just pin it normally like that so it's in the edge. And you see I put my pins like this because that's going to make life so much easier afterwards. Then I got here again just straight, no problem, nothing too big here, just fitted. And now you see kind of problem happen because here is the sleeve and there is too much of it. First of all, to make it as easy as possible, I start dividing. So I take the center part, then I divide again, center part, and then again divide it like this. This is because if it's easier to sew these small pieces without having any foldings. So keep on doing that until I'm satisfied and I think I can manage. Up here as well, center point, and center point, center point, center point. So I now got the first part of the sleeve. So you see it's too big. This one is a little bit easier because there's not as much as the other one, but still I do it the same way. Center part and center part. Here, center parts and center part. So now I got my sleeve attached by pins. If I look at the other side, you'll see that right now it looks like gathers, but if you can imagine, it won't be there. There won't be any gathers. So let's just start trying to sew this, and I'm going to show you the easy way of doing this. I do start at the side seam first of all and start sewing. I attach it, ordinary, and of course all the way I'm assuring I do not have any foldings at the fabric below, at my front and my back. Start sewing like this. Now every time, or I could say if I got the pin turned like this, is I can go quite close. Don't cross the pin, don't sew across it, because that's an easy way to ruin your needle in the machine. So until now it's just goes easy. Now we come to the more tricky part where the ease is. Now I hold my fingers like this, because then one way or the other I can flatten the ease. And of course it takes a while, but the result is quite nice, hopefully. So you see, when I flatten it, I can assure there is no foldings. I won't say it's easy, but it's possible if you take your time. Of course, if you feel really uncomfortable about this, you can, of course, create a little stitching by hand to keep it, so we won't have all these pins. But if you're thinking industrial wise, you would never do that. And of course the people doing this industrial wise are much more skilled than I'm showing right now. I know how to do it, but I can't do it fast because I want it to look nice. So now we're nearly there. And the last piece is quite easy. And now it is always exciting to see when you turn it around, is it just as I want it to be? And here it is quite nice. No foldings or foldings. One thing that you have to remember is don't iron this afterwards. You can steam it, but don't iron, because if you iron it flattens and then you won't get the proper look of your sleeve. But right now it is quite good. So easy peasy, but probably needs some training, but that's the way to do it. Did you like what you just seen, and do you want to learn more? Then subscribe. I'll constantly develop and upload new things, all based upon the professional way of sewing. All the best from me, and good luck with your work.